Hi friends, welcome to virtual learning. Today we are going to learn a new dress. Friends, we have completed two parts of new dress written by Virginia Woolf. Our second part, we were here. Here the last line of this page, puckering forehead. How Miss Milan suggested her about her new dress. Means skirt should be no longer, it should be shorter, but Mabel decided herself and chose that pattern of that dress for party. And here she became very nervous about that because everyone mocking on her, she considered her dress was not good, that was dull. And when she remembered Miss Milan's words, puckering her all bits with her must be shorter, and she felt suddenly, means Mabel felt suddenly love or honestly full of love with Miss Milan. Now the next. Here the next. Here this line. Full of love. Love for Miss Milan. Much, much fonder of Miss Milan than of anyone in the whole world. Now she much fonder. She like Miss Mabel, likes Miss Milan. Fonder means love, like very much. And then anyone in the world, whole world, because the right suggestion given by Miss Milan. And uh, Mabel couldn't obey that suggestion, and that's why she become very nervous. She considered her dress that was not good, so she love he loves Miss Milan. Then for pity, or could he cried for pity that she could be on the crawling on the floor with mouth full of pins. How she is feeling now? Very nervous, crawling on the floor and full of pins in mouth. Means here, just paining or just something that in disgust, in a very sorrow mood. She is just crawling in that and considering meagerness herself, and her face red and her eyes bulging, and her face become red in anger, and her eyes that was bulging, maybe crying or feeling very sad, nervous, that one human being should be doing for this for another. And she considered that one human being should be doing, means Miss Milan had done good, she suggested good, and here in the party other people uh, mock Mabel. It's her consideration, is one human being should be doing for another, and she saw them all as human beings merely, and herself going off to her party, and she herself going off to her party, and Miss Milan pulling the cover over the canary's cage. And here Miss Milan pulling the cover over the canary's cage. Milan is a good person. Pulling the cover, canary means one type of yellow small bird. It's a category or the kind, and cage means for that cage, means covering that whatever that bad things. Miss Milan try to improve that things, and that's why covering canary's cage, or letting him pick hemp seed, or letting him pick means he's just consoling Mabel for that, and letting him means that bird pick hemp seed. Hemp seed means here seeds of a plant, that is that plants means a herb, and letting that seeds to eat. Here uh, canary cage means small bird, yellow bird. It is considered as Mabel is a small bird, yellow bird, and she is consoling her whatever that happened, and letting him pick hemp seed from between her lips. And the thought of it, of this side of human nature and its patience, and this is the thought of its sides of human nature and patience. How patience Mabel has, human nature it is patience, and its endurance, and its being content. Endurance means to power. fear something, that is endurance, and being content with such miserable, and being content with such miserable things means to come out from this misery. Mabel become very sad, and that's why come out from that misery. She has that patience, scanty, sordid, little pleasures, scanty means here and there, sordid, unpleasant, little pleasures filled her eyes with tears, and all that pleasures, whatever the pleasures were there, but here she became very nervous, and her eyes filled with tears. Mabel's eyes filled with tears. She is crying, and now the whole thing had vanished. The whole thing had vanished. Whatever she decided and whatever it becomes show off. The dress, the room, the love, the pity, whatever the dress, her imagine her dress, the room of Mrs. Clarissa Dolby, the love for Miss Milan, the pity, and the scrolloping looking glass. And that scrolloping characterized by that glass, looking glass means that hung that was there in on that dressing table, and canary's cage, whatever the canary's cage means, good things by Miss Milan, all had vanished. All these things means that was in her imagination. She was standing there in a shaded corner in that party, that last end of the room, shaded corner looking that glass, and she is thinking here, and all that vanished. And here she saw a corner of Mrs. Dolby's, in a corner of Mrs. Dolby's drawing room, suffering, torture, open wide, awake to reality. And she is suffering, torture herself, suffering from this all these things because of people's opinion, and because of her weak need or her timid mind. She is suffering when open wide, and she open wide aware of this reality. Reality is different, means she is not looking good, but it was also paltry, and it was also paltry means very meager, weak blooded. Weak blooded also means actor, not a bold person, that is a timid. Once again we can say a petty minded. Petty means very small mind. Petty minded to care so much at her age with two children, and at her age means her age, she is 40. So at her age having two children, and petty minded means having small mind, much at her age with two children, to be still so utterly dependent on people's opinion. And on this stage also she is depending on people's opinion. Means people will say, suppose people will say, someone or Charles or the Hayden will say yes, looking good, so there will be no difference. But actually that was not happened. So on people's opinion, she is dependent on people's opinion and not have principles or convictions, means her own principles. There is a no principles, means she is mind, personality, and her own convictions means beliefs. She don't have that principles and beliefs of her own, not to be able to say as other people did. Whatever other people did, she could not say anything about that. There's a Shakespeare. Now once again, line, remember, there's a Shakespeare, writer Virginia Woolf, remember, there's a death. We are all weevils in a captain's biscuit. We are all weevils in a captain's biscuit. Now this is the phrase, this is the line from Shakespeare. And weevil means here insect, that is a herbivorous insect, and we are that insect that entered in the captain's biscuit, definitely will die, or whatever it was that people did say, whatever it was that people did say. And she consider herself that is a weak, or that is a meager. All peoples were very much enjoying the party, they having their good costumes, merrymaking doing, and she is happy. Mabel is unhappy. They are happy, and Mabel is unhappy. Whatever it was that people did say, good or bad, whatever they did say, yeah. She faced herself straight in the glass. Now she faced herself straight in the glass. She pecked at her left shoulder. Now she pecked when she was standing there in front of glass. Left shoulder. She just pecked or something that scratch. That is a speck. At her left shoulder, she issued out into the room. And when she issued out into the room, when she entered in that room, drawing room, Miss Clarissa Dolby's drawing room, as if spears were thrown at her yellow dress from all sides. And how she is feeling, the imagination of writer or Mabel's feeling. Virginia will imagine that from all sides, people throw spears, and all that is for her dress thrown at her yellow dress. Spears, that is an instrument of killing someone from all sides. But instead of looking fires or tragic, instead of looking fires means very angry, tragic, very painful thing, as Rosha would have done. And Rosha also said that sarcastically. Yes, perfectly charming. Rosha, actually, she was very fashionable here in the party. Rose would have looked like Bodhika. Here, see here the Bodhika. The pronunciation is also Bodhika. What is Bodhika? Here, meaning is given. Bodhika, a queen of British Celtic ethnic tribe. Ethnic tribe. That is a community. Means queen of British. Here, Bodhika. She look foolish or self-conscious. And how she is looking here, Rosha, foolish and self-conscious. And looking like a queen, but that looking like queen because more fashionable. And so looking like queen, but foolish and self-conscious. And simple like a school girl. Means it's like a school girl. Now simple, the meaning of simple here, smile in an affectedly coy or ingratiating manner. Means something that in a fact or in a vein, laughing only, but senseless laughing, we can say. So she was laughing there, simple like school girl, means not matured, immature, and slouch across the room, and slouch across the room, pass through that room, slouch across the room, positively positively sinking, means thinking that positively, means went away from that room as if she were a beaten mongrel. And here, who that is slouched across the room, passed away from that room, positively thinking. Means Mabel is thinking positively, okay, I have to do something to overcome my disgust, to overcome my sorrow. And slouch across the room, thinking positively, means deciding positively. And what, as if she were beaten mongrel, means like a mongrel. Mongrel means here one kind of dog, and someone beated that dog, and barking it went away. And look at the picture of engraving, that is a displeasing, as if one went to a party to look at a picture, and as if one went to party to look at the picture, means the picture of Mabel. Everybody knew why she did it, because she left the party, and everybody knew why she did it, because of her new dress, because of her yellow dress, and her yellow dress that was not good, not looking good. It was from shame, from humiliation. Why she left the party? From shame and from humiliation from others. She left the party. See here the friends next. Flies. Now the fly is in the saucer. Now the fly is in the saucer. Before she imagined that fly that was crawling over the saucer or trying to come out from that cup, milk cup. Now it is in the saucer, means mid. So she said to herself, means Mabel said to herself, right in the middle, means right in the middle and can't get out. And the milk, she thought, and can't get out, means that is drowning deep and deep, not sprawling, means her tries or to come out, that was finished. And drowning deep and deep, she thought, rigidly, starting at the picture, sorry, rigidly staring at the picture. Now she is staring at the picture. Picture of what? Picture of fly that is drowning deep and deep, and she is staring that picture is sticking its wings together, and that fly sticking its wing together means very much effort that fly is doing to come out from that saucer, from that cup of milk, but wings that was sticky because of milk. And She thought, means it's the imagination of Mabel. It's a so old fashioned. Now she's thinking about that. He said the Charles Bird to Charles Bird, making him stop. Now she make stop of Charles Bird, another party person. I told you in characterization in characters. And she said, so old fashioned. It's a so old fashioned, Charles. And she said, ask, which by itself hated, and this person, Charles Bird hated to talk someone means on his way, talk someone, and definitely he is not giving good comment. She meant, or she tried to make herself think that she meant that it was the picture and not her dress. It was the picture, not her dress, that was old fashioned. All that picture is old fashioned, not her dress. And one word of praise, one word of affection from Charles. And she expected one word of praise from Charles Bird, so that he will say, yes, looking good, looking beautiful. At one word she expected Charles from Charles would have made all difference to her at the moment. What happened if Charles said yes, look, then all the difference it will make. Means definitely it is good, not so hideous. So but he didn't give the comment. If he had only said, Mabel, you are looking good, charming tonight, then it's okay. It would have changed her life. That would change her life, and she will become stable in that party. But then she ought to have been truthful and direct. Charles said nothing of kind, and Charles said nothing of that kind. Of course, he was malice itself. Actually, he was malice to say such thing. He always saw through one, especially if one were feeling particularly mean paltry feeble minded, and he is a person means he is that person more, that is a weak mind person, paltry person, or feeble mind person. So he teasing uh, Mabel. Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Now Mabel's got new dress, he said in a mocking. Mabel's got new dress, he said, and the poor fly was absolutely shrouded into the middle of the saucer. And when he says like that critically, Mabel's got new dress, so she means this poor fly means Mabel absolutely shrouded means deep down and down into the middle of the saucer. That is shrouded means deep down, push into that saucer. Really, he would like her to drown, and he would like her to drown. He wanted to drown her. She believed. Now she believed. He had no heart, no fundamental kindness. Charles, but no heart, no fundamental kindness. Only a veneer, only a veneer of friendliness, only a veneer of friendliness. Miss Milan, veneer, here having the sense of friendliness, mocking that friendliness is only showing off friendliness, but actually he is not friendly. Miss Milan was much more real, and Miss Milan was much more real. Means whatever Miss Milan said, that was real, because Miss Milan only supported Mabel, and that's why that was real. She considered much kinder. If only one could feel that and stick to it always. Why she asked herself, why she asked herself, replying to Charles much too much too pertly. Why should she say to Charles, replying that Charles, and only the Milan said. So she believed that Milan's is right, and Charles' opinion that was wrong, letting him Charles much pertly, letting him see that she was out of temper. He just showed that she was out of not she was out of tempered, ruffled. Actually, ruffled means not good condition. That is ruffled means to do or not to do. That is a confusion. As he called it, rather ruffled, and he called means Charles Bird called her Mabel rather ruffled. He said and laugh at went went on to laugh at her, and he just laughed and went on. Someone woman over there means someone was standing there, and he went there and he laughed on Mabel. Why? She asked herself, why? Can't I feel one thing always? And then she asked, why he laughed? Why he just mocked me? mocking me. I feel one thing always. Feel quite sure that Miss Milan is here. Miss Milan. Here the words Freud I told you about, veneer about I told you, ruffled. That is a unstable condition of mind. Veneer, not friendly, mocking, or having veneer of friendliness, means lack of friendliness. Let's see here again. Right means Miss Milan, that was right, and Charles wrong, and stick to it. Feel sure about the canary, the pity, the love, and not be whipped all round in second by coming into a room full of people. Means that room full of people. She just finished. Feel sure about that canary. Means good thing. Support of Miss Milan. Pity of Miss Milan. Love. That was or not whip all round. Means whip here to control all round in a second, whatever the control that was finished by coming into the room of full of people when she entered in the room. Was her audience extremely unpleasant, that is audience big, vacillating also wavering between different opinions, means do or not to do. Once again means vacillating, that is the her character, that was not strong character. She don't have her own opinion, so that's why she just wavering in different thoughts and opinions. Wavering character, vacillating character, again always giving at the critical moment and not being seriously interested in conchology, etymology, botany, archaeology, cutting up potatoes and watching them fructify like Mary Dennis and like Violet Cyril. Now, what is this meaning of this? All these things. This being how she is feeling now, critical at that moment, not being seriously interested on that party, and how she is means it is a feeling that conchology means the study of or shells. Conchology means collecting, or here we can say hobby to collect shells uh, from seashore. Etymology, the language, study of language. Botany, study of plants. And archaeology, study of past by excavation. Cutting up potatoes means how to cut potatoes, and watching them fructify means everything that is watching them fructify means developing. Like Mary Dennis or like Violet means these are the persons, how this person study and how these two persons watching all these things. And now she is considering herself like that, means she is not seriously interested in that things, in this thing, like Mary Dennis and Violet person, the name of the persons here. Then Mrs. Holman, seeing her standing there, bore down upon her. Now what happened? Seeing standing there alone, there, and here Mabel is there, standing there. In the party, persons were there. Mabel is standing there, and Miss Holman, another character, is not a good nature person. This lady is a bad nature, asking her, and standing there and bore down upon means come forward to ask something, to inquire something. Of course, a thing like a dress was beneath, and of course, the thing like a dress was beneath. Behind that, there is a thing, means actually Mabel's dress. She wanted to know about that. She wanted to ditch Mabel. So that's why she come forward and viewing forward and asked Mabel. See here, Mrs. Holman's notice with her family always tumbling downstairs or having the scarlet fever. And she always noticed that Mabel's family stumbling downstairs here and there going, and they were suffering from scarlet fever. Now, what is scarlet fever? That is a one type of infection. That is a red skin infection. Here, so having that infection, and her family suffering from that, means maybe her husband, maybe her two children, and Mrs. Holman asking about this and that, means from family, about family. Could Mabel tell her if Althorpe was ever late for August or September? And could Mabel tell her, means now it's a inner feeling of Mabel. Mabel consider that Althorpe means here this is the village, name of village was ever late, and the name of village, according to name of village, there is a infectious disease. Means in those period, this disease was there in that village, and was ever late. for August or September. Means it should late August and September. Means in August and September it will come and everything will be vanished. People will die. Everyone will die. And could Mabel tell her like that? Means that's her own feeling. Mabel's feeling means everyone should die. Like today we are suffering from corona disease, and corona now it enters in December in China. Now in India we are suffering from 5 months. We are suffering from March. We are suffering, and that's why she decides, or in her inner mind she imagine that it should come and everything should be finished, so that her agony will be vanished. Oh, it was conversation that bored her unutterably, and this conversation with Miss Holman, that was bore, filled bore, because she was asking so many things. It made her furious to be treated like a house agent or a messenger boy. Means she treated her house agent or a messenger boy. Means asking only the message only, giving and sending message, and that is a boring conversation, and treating like a house agent means showing that to be made use of, no doubt, not to have value, and this conversation not to have value means valueless conversation, not coming out from that conversation. That was it. She thought trying to grasp something hard, and that's why she trying to grasp something means something that to come out from Mabel, asking inquiry this and that and about everything. So she wanted to come get information from Mabel, grasping hard something real, while she tried to answer sensibly about the bathroom and the south aspect of, and the hot water of the top of the house. Means this and that about bathroom. She answered sensibly about bathroom, then water, then hot water, or the south aspect, whatever it is. South aspect means here the direction about that house or everything. And all the time she could see little bits of her yellow dress, and all the time she is observing about her yellow dress, looking to Mabel, which made them all the size of boot buttons or tadpoles, and her dress looking like boot but tadpoles means like a frog, yellow frog toad, and boot buttons means long heavy boots having buttons. Such type of uniforms she just wear. And it was amazing to think how much humiliation and agony. And this is amazing to think how much humiliation and agony to giving pain to Mabel. Actually, Mabel that was in sorrow. And here, Miss Holman asking everything. So, friends, today we stop here. Here, we have completed our third part of video. Thank you very much.